Hello, I'm Esoteric Esa. I am your tarot reader, numerologist, astrologer. It's been a while since I've done a pick a card, and the theme for this one is who's crossed over. So who from the spirit realm is trying to connect with you at this time? We're gonna see who comes in. I just know that I've been getting repeatedly spoken to and nudged to do this video. So clearly there are past loved ones and spirits who are trying to connect with you, the viewer, and it's time. So to pick a card. You might resonate with more than one pile, and if you do, then watch all three piles if you feel called to. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and you can book a one-on-one with me. My website is illuminati.com, and I do channeled sessions, mediumship sessions. So if you want that, let me know. Okay, so let's pick your pile. So pile one is the progressions card. You can pause, sit with it, meditate. Pile two is the North Node. Pile three is trine and sextile. So I'm gonna put these all up together. Pile one is progressions, number 56. Middle card is pile two, North Node, number 34. Pile three is trine sextile, number 52. Okay, you can pause this here. I will see you at your pile. Pile one. I'm hearing vinegar is very significant with this person who is coming through. So I'm actually getting a mix of genders. So I'm getting both masculine and feminine energies for this pile. So if you're watching for a man or a woman, this is a mixed pile, but we're going to get some specifics. But vinegar seems to be very significant. So maybe it's like culturally with your foods, or they used a lot of distilled vinegar or vinegar to clean. Maybe sauerkraut, pickles, pickled stuff like pickled foods, pickled salsas. Okay, the strongest energy coming forward right now is a grandfather, a grandpa spirit. Um, so the physical appearance may not match everybody watching, but what I'm seeing as an overall profile for this spirit is a shorter stature person. So they weren't necessarily the tallest person. So if you're watching for a man, a shorter stature, medium height, definitely not tall, a calm, reserved personality. So if you're watching for a feminine, because it is mixed bag, right? It is both genders coming through, but the masculine energy is coming in the strongest. So you could be a masculine or a feminine watching, right? But the feminine spirit, if you're watching for a female, um, okay. Sorry, there's like a bunch of energies trying to bombard this. So I feel like the feminine energy comes from a large family. A lot of people had a lot to say about this personality. Do it this way, do it that way. There was like conflict on the death, upon the death, like how this person died. A lot of personalities, a lot of opinions. A lot of people got involved or wanted to be involved. So maybe you or your family was like the main caretaker or like the beneficiary or the main person in charge. Regardless of the gender for pile one, there seems to be like either you or an immediate family member, maybe like one of your parents, um, a lot of the responsibility or even the burden fell on your family. Um, but then everybody like kind of wanted to get involved. I'm seeing an iron gate. So maybe this person at one point lived where there was an iron gate. I'm hearing French decor, French architecture. Yeah, definitely if you're watching for a masculine, he was a dad, he was a father figure. Could have been your grandpa, right? Mm, okay. So I'm hearing that you watching viewer for pile one, you are the sixth generation attached to this spirit. So maybe you're like the third generation here or the fourth generation here, but in totality, there's six generations you can trace your genealogy back to. And you, viewer, you're kind of like a lone wolf. You do your own thing. You're more of like a Sigma personality. Look into the personalities. Like there's Alpha, Beta, Sigma. You're more of a Sigma. Like you just do your own thing. You're on your own mountain. You're on your own island. So mountains and islands are very significant for this pal. I don't know if that's like environment that that person grew up in, or your family migrated from, or where you like where you grew up, or maybe it's like significant to your location now. Island and mountain. Mm. There is a Middle Eastern connection for some of you. Middle Eastern culture. I know that's like super broad. Okay. Age 56 could have been important. Someone passing away at 56, or someone was 56 years old when this person passed away. All right, I'm getting a lot of Leo energy, a lot of conflicts, a lot of fighting. Yeah. Um, it feels like also there's like a middle child connection. I don't know if you're the middle child or your parents the middle child or your parent is like in the middle of like 13, 15 kids, the middle of seven kids. All right, let me get more about this spirit. Okay, so this spirit, I get a lot of fire energy. So they could have been Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, also some earth sign, but again, specifically more Virgo or Taurus connection, heavy on the Sagittarius energy here. There is a lot of masculine people in this lineage, so maybe there's a lot of brothers, a lot of uncles. This person had to, I'm hearing sail, migrate, like the seas. The ocean is very important to the spirit, to the person you're watching for. Um, at time of old age and at time of passing, they had very little energy, very short-winded. Their life force energy was just very low, always very tired. They couldn't do much. They were resting a lot, probably even bedridden. Maybe they did hospice in their own home or they were in a hospice for quite some time before passing. People also like couldn't make it to travel to see this person, whether it was like before their death. So there's a lot of family like sadness, and the spirit's sad that certain people couldn't make it in time to see it before it exited the physical body and before it transitioned into the spirit realm. The soul was like hoping less conflict, hoping people could put away disputes and come together. So the spirit's message here is you're taking time away to protect your peace. That's why I'm hearing six generations. You know, there's that saying that like you clear seven generations before you and seven generations after you with the healing work that you're doing. And you're the sixth generation. So your children, if you choose to have children, or your nieces or nephews, the generation that comes after you, there's still going to be some ancestral karmic residue for those children, those incoming souls. But you've done and you've cleared a lot of karmic energy. You've done a lot of shadow work, a lot of spiritual work, and you do keep your peace. And in fact, this spirit is trying to connect with you right now because they want to bring you in prosperity and abundance, like actual physical money, financial protection. I'm hearing help you buy your dream home, help you have like the nice neighborhood or the upbringing if you're trying to raise kids and have children. The spirit is trying to orchestrate and move things around for you in the 3D, the third dimension, so that you and your family can have, a better life. And I see money being gifted to you, so I don't know if that's like an inheritance that the spirits are making sure that you get from your family. There were like a lot of sacrifices if you're watching for a feminine spirit, a feminine ancestor. She had to hide and make a lot of secrets and sacrifices. She had to hide a lot of things to protect stuff. So it wasn't like malicious lying or malicious deceit. It was so she can protect specifically a child. Pile one, if you're watching and you're wondering, this is not for everybody. I'm not imposing traditional, beliefs on you, but if you're watching, like, oh, am I gonna have a kid this lifetime? Will I have another kid right now? Are children in my future? I do see yes. I do see yes. You are gonna build your own family. Mm-hmm. There is a pregnancy. It's not just yet, not just yet, but soon. Soon, very soon. It's not too far off into the distance, okay? So the spirit wants you, this ancestor wants you to be also not like negatively or ill intent, secretive from ill intent, secretive from malicious intent, but they want you to keep things on the low. What your goals are, your dreams are, your wishes, what you're building on. Don't overshare and don't share that with everyone, especially people closest to you. I hate to say it, but there are people in like your family circle, they just don't want to see you succeed. Yikes. So that's the message from Spirit Pile 1, okay? Progressions. Let's move into Pile 2. Pile 2, the North Node. You chose card number 34, the future. I'm getting a heavy connection to like Disneyland. Maybe you're a Disney fan or Disneyland. This person, maybe this spirit took you to Disneyland. Maybe you have a connection to Florida or Anaheim, California or Japan. I'm getting a lot of Aquarius and Pisces energy. So maybe this person was a Pisces, maybe they're an Aquarius, maybe you were. Let's see if we can get more about the spirit itself, like who you're watching for. Um, I get a lot of Taurus energy. Also, like this person had a lot of deficiencies, like an iron deficiency. I think they lost a lot of blood or they had to have a blood transfusion. Um, some of them had to go through chemo, dialysis. Sorry if it's triggering. These readings are never like not gonna make you cry. They'll make you happy cry, but also sad cry, right? Hummingbirds are significant for this group. I'm hearing Costa Rica, Nicaragua, parrots, parents. Okay, so some of you are watching for a parent, but parrots, my little butterfly. I don't know if that was like a term of endearment. This person called you like their little butterfly, mi mariposa. Mm. A lot, you viewer, a lot of your time, you might resonate a little bit from Pile One, but you also spend a lot of time alone because you're a very introspective person. And you get this from this person that you're watching for. Some of you, it is a father, it is a dad, it is a parental figure. I'm getting heavy masculine energy. Winter is a significant season, so maybe they were born in the winter time, or you were, or they passed during the winter time. Yeah, a lot of your aliens, a lot of your Aquariuses, a lot of your star seeds, if you identify with that terminology, star seeds. This person telepathically connects with you in your dreams, this ancestor. You guys know this ancestor. This group, you know this ancestor. It's not that you never met them. This group, you know this ancestor. And I'm getting a lot of masculine presence, a lot of Spanish energy, Hispanic energy. I know that's different from Latino, Latinidad, but some of you probably have a strong connection to the Spanish, to Spaniards. This person loved to dance. Dancing is very significant for this group. I'm hearing Texas, Texaco. Maybe they were a truck driver or worked in the gas industry, fossil fuel industry. Tell me more about this spirit. Let's see if I can get a visual. Seeing the letter H for initials, the letter H. So it could be state, city, name. Tell me more. All right, if you're watching for a woman, she definitely had long hair. I'm seeing more brown hair, but could be any hair color. This group has a connection to angels, the angelic realm. So your ancestor is making sure, pal, too, that the angels are overwatching you, overlooking you, watching you, protecting you. Let me go back to if you're watching for a woman, because her presence is coming back forward. So she has long hair, primarily, most of you, it's going to be brown hair, not black, but like a brown hair, maybe like my color hair, brown, dark brown. So this was a very spiritual pile, especially if you're watching for a woman. She was very spiritually connected. She had her own witchy powers, witchy abilities, whether she identified as a witch or not. She probably didn't, but she knew she had spiritual insight, this ancestor. I'm hearing twins and a sister, two sisters. So connections to deers, elks, venados. Maybe that's like an animal that, and horses. So those are like animals that are commonly found where this person is from. Let's see what their message is for you. Mm. Yeah, and if you're watching for like a masculine ancestor, this person, if you're watching for a masculine ancestor, this person wants you to fight more for yourself, advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself. Don't feel guilty if you have to, because there's a lot of fives, 555. This group sees angel number 555 a lot. The loss was unexpected. Even though maybe it was like, oh, we kind of foresee it, it just then happened out of nowhere. I don't know, that's a paradox. Um, their message to you is don't hold back. You refrain a lot and you keep a lot of things in and you bottle them in. And you need to self-express, you need to communicate, you need to share, you need to advocate for yourself. Pile two, regardless of the gender of this spirit, this ancestor wants you to put a water glass, keep the water fresh on the altar, give them an offering of a water glass. You overgive and you put too much into your partnership. So they want you to not overcompensate, people please. You overextend yourself a lot in a lot of your relationships. So they want you to be receptive. They want you to stop overgiving so much. You could be 34 years old or 34 is significant. Maybe they died at 34. Those are the messages for pile two. Let's move into pile three. You chose trine sextile card 52. So they could have been 52. This person could have been 52 when they died. Okay, pile three. This is an ancestor you're not close with, that you didn't know, you didn't grow up with, you know nothing about. This is a far distant relative, a far distant ancestor. Like five generations before you, right? So you would be the fifth generation. So four generations before you, five total generations. So that would be like parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great 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 grandparents, great parent, you, parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents. There you go. Or like great aunts, great great uncles. I think a lot of people in your family died quite young, in their 50s, 60s. This ancestor is intellectual. They are a scholar or they're very smart. For their time, they were very intellectual. Maybe they would have been writers or they had the privilege of getting education, which wasn't easily accessible. Hmm. You yourself are very smart. You work in a very unique niche, hard to get into field of work, line of work. A lot of you are going back for like to go back for your studies, like master's program, doctorate, right? PhD programming. I think some of you might literally be doctors, like not just a PhD, but like actual doctors, not PhDs just in like academia, but also in the medical realm. Or maybe you work with a lot of those people. Oh yeah, you come from a strong lineage, pile three. You come from a lineage of very strong women specifically. High priestesses, warriors, queens, okay? And you yourself have a very strong crown chakra. You have very strong telepathic abilities, channeling abilities, mediumship abilities. You're connected to hawks and falcons. You're very musically inclined. You have dragon spirit guides. Mm. You have a deep, deep indigenous native connection to the land that you're at and your ancestors. You have mostly indigenous ancestors, or you probably have a lot of indigenous quantum blood. Okay. This ancestor wants you to know that you have the ability to astral travel and to travel into different dimensions. Um, like you're very advanced with the quantum physics, the quantum realms. Man, you have had like at least 10 lifetimes. Pile three, 7 to 10 lifetimes. You've been in a lot of different, I see, I'm looking at all this energy. I'm like, you've been a woman, you've been a man, you died as an infant, you were an elderly man, you were a warrior, you were an oracle, a seer, like, wow. What is the ancestral message for you? You're here to build community, you're here to bridge gaps, bridge worlds, connect people, create new worlds. So I don't know if that's like through technology, online spaces, third spaces, or just like karmically through spiritual work. This ancestor wants you to know you're waiting on some sort of offer or partnership to come in. You've been working on something for a long time and manifesting it, and you've been like holding the vision, but you overthink a lot and you self-doubt a lot. And this ancestor wants you to stop self-doubting. You're meant to live a life of wealth and abundance. You've done a lot of work on your worthiness, your self-worth, your solar plexus. Right now, you don't have time for love, or like a lot of your time shouldn't go to love. A lot of your energy right now needs to go on what you're building in the third dimension in the 3D. This ancestor wants you to do short travel trips. This ancestor journeys with you and they protect you when you travel. They keep you safe because you are the travel bug. You need to travel for inspiration and curiosity. So you might have Sagittarius placements. You're such an empath and such a healer that animals gravitate to you a lot. Pile three. Yeah, I'm getting Sagittarius energy, Aries energy, Virgo energy, Gemini energy, Capricorn energy. So you could have those placements or the spirit does, and Libra. Alcohol, not drinking alcohol, but rubbing alcohol. I don't know if like just you have to keep things sterile, keep things clean, or maybe you cut yourself a lot. Or maybe this person was a pharmacist or a healer or medicinal properties, herbal healing with herbs, apothecary, herbal wisdom, herbal knowledge, herbal healing. It's time to move on and move away from something that's no longer serving you. I know that's like super generic, but that's what I'm hearing from the spirit. I'm seeing 1938 as a very significant year for pile three. So maybe that's the year the person was born or they died, or your family like institutionalized, established something. I'm hearing institutionalized, and that's a very strange term to use. Heavy Taurus energy. and there's a connection to cannabis. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. You could book a much more intimate, specific one-on-one with me on my website, sluminati.com. Don't forget to join my Patreon, Esoteric Esa. And you can find me all over social media, Esoteric Esa, esoteric_Esa. But my Patreon is Esoteric Esa together, and on social, I'm esoteric_Esa. May you manifest wisely.